Tissot Superpole race at the Estoril round for 2025. Good start from Alex Lowe's from the second row of the grid. In fact, all the riders on the second row are away pretty well. Alvaro Bautista making progress in the run to the first turn. Hits the front briefly, just as he did in race 1 yesterday afternoon, but he's moved aside early by Bulega. And Bulega has a bite between himself and championship rival Toprak Razgatlioglu. Good start again from Andrea Locatelli, just as yesterday. He runs out Xavi Vierque wide onto the curb. Alex Lowe's comes through, but gets bottled up behind Locatelli, and that allows Jonathan Ray to pass the pair of them. Ray then up into 5th position. It's Bulega who leads Bautista. Razgatlioglu 3rd, Locatelli 4th, Lowe's in 5th, and in fact Jonathan Ray just up ahead of him, and then behind Alex Lowe's it's Xavi Vierque in 7th. As Toprak Razgatlioglu attacks Alvaro Bautista towards the Parabolica Interior.
Alvaro ran it wide here yesterday, he's done it again.
Wide again, and Toprak Razgatlioglu gets through, and that's crucial because Bautista's fastest lap time yesterday was 9/10 of a second slower than Toprak Razgatlioglu's fastest lap. Toprak cannot afford to be bottled up behind Bautista in the way that he was for the opening 2 laps yesterday, particularly with Bulega holding track position on lap 1 as Jonathan Ray makes his lunge down the inside of the hook to come through on Andrea Locatelli, turns across his path then on the exit of the chicane through turn 10. Full commitment as ever from Jonathan Ray, who's now right on the tail of Alvaro Bautista for a place on the podium.
Good move by Johnny. Just looking at the number 65 Yamaha, they have a slight increase in their fuel flow for this race. It should help them a little bit at the end of the straight. That's really where they struggled yesterday. Ray was dropped down that start-finish straight by Bautista each lap.
Bulega versus Toprak Razgatlioglu as they come down the start-finish straight. Razgatlioglu made his race-winning move on Alvaro Bautista here on lap number 3, the heaviest braking zone on the circuit, and he does the same to Bulega on day 2 here in Estoril. Does Bulega have the tools with which to answer back, or will we now settle in for a race for 3rd, as we did in race 1 yesterday afternoon?
Bulega got a really good run through turn 1 then to give himself that chance. This is the move from Ray on Locatelli, and just basically takes the high ground, and Locatelli has to cede the position. Down the start-finish straight, still very clear that he's not able to be close to Bautista. He needs to make his move somewhere else.
Yes, Jonathan Ray, we know yesterday.
Look at how much faster he is than Bautista through this part of the track.
Yes, turn 9, the opportunity for Ray a lap ago on Andrea Locatelli. Will he be able to put a move here on Alvaro Bautista? Toprak Razgatlioglu wide line through the Parabolica Interior, and Bulega nicks the race lead once again on lap 2. Toprak will try to answer straight back now into turn 7. Down the inside they come as they come down the hill, and Razgatlioglu does barge his way through, just in fact as he did to Bulega in race 1 yesterday afternoon through there. Opportunity for Bulega now into the hook. He's got to take the high ground. He does so. Jonathan Ray through on Alvaro Bautista as well, up into the podium positions. Razgatlioglu repays the compliment on the exit of turn 10. 2 races in 1 here on lap number 2. Ray is breaking away from Bautista coming off the final turn, and that's important because Bautista will have the advantage down the start-finish straight. It is the longest straight of the season, some 986 metres in towards turn number 1. Razgatlioglu will be deep on the brakes as ever. Bulega's tried to go in harder still, so he won't get it stopped, and Toprak turns back underneath him to recover the lead on lap number 3. Alvaro Bautista did pick off Jonathan Ray at the end of the straight there, despite the fact that Ray was the fastest man out there on lap number 2 last time around. And watch now for Andrea Locatelli, who will duck to the inside of Jonathan Ray on the start-finish straight. Ray will hope to capitalise on the slipstream from Alvaro Bautista ahead of him, but Locatelli with the opportunity to make the pass, and he's going to get it done here at the start of lap number 5. Jonathan Ray tries to hang on in there with him as Vierque defends against Alex Lowe's behind. Rounding out your top 9, Remy Gardner and Andrea Iannone. Nice work here from Alex Lowe's, cut back on Xavi Vierque, set that move up going in towards turns 8 and 9, and now moves up into 6th position. Locatelli with a bit of a moment as well, coming off turn 4, but Ray not quite close enough, as Andrea Iannone now makes a pass on Xavi Vierque. So Iannone, the biggest mover in this race thus far, started 10th on the grid, and he's now up to 7th.
Iannone's going to mug them all potentially in this one, and that's the challenge that they all face, because they're all...
Oh, down goes Jonathan Ray! What a shame for Ray from 5th position. He was trying to get back on terms in the battle for the podium places, and Jonathan Ray loses it at turn 7. That's his Superpole race over and done. It's a race for 4th position, down the start-finish straight and into the final lap, 4 kilometres to go. Lowe's is alongside Locatelli, who turns in, but finds Alex Lowe's in his path, but Alex Lowe's falls just after taking 4th position at turn 1 on the final lap.
Yeah, and you can see for the same as the Jonathan Rea crash. You're just trying to give yourself the chance of having to override at times and giving yourself the prospect of another top 5 finish. It's a shame for those to have that crash, but unfortunately for him as well, like Ray, you're going to then be punished in race 2 down the grid.
Opportunity now for Andrea Iannone to attack Andrea Locatelli for 4th position. It is Razgatlioglu leading Bulega by 6/10. Bautista 7.5 seconds back. He has dropped Andrea Locatelli. This fight is a second behind Alvaro Bautista. It's for 4th position.
Look at Iannone through this corner. Is he able to get on the gas nice and early and try and close up onto Locatelli? Might be a little bit too far back.
Coming off the final turn then, Toprak Razgatlioglu wins the Tissot Superpole race at the 2025 Estoril round. 2nd place goes to Nicolo Bulega. And then who will come over the line in 4th position? Drag race down to the line between Andrea Locatelli and Andrea Iannone. It's Locatelli, but only just by less than 1/10 of a second in the race for 4th position to the line. Completing the 2nd row of the grid for race 2 this afternoon will be Remy Gardner, and your 3rd row of the grid will be Xavi Vierge, Axel Bassani and Michael van der Mark. Bassani and van der Mark were nowhere compared to the top 9, but Jonathan Rea's fall, Alex Lowe's fall, has promoted them up into the points-paying position.